Hello.
Hi guys, waiting for everybody to join. Remember to enter the meeting with your cameras turned off. Basso, turn off your camera, honey. Okay, only 12 people, so we're still waiting for some to join.
Muhammad, the meeting. The
Make sure
meeting
that you enter with your camera turned off, please.
طيب افضل بالسيشن.
Remember to enter with your cameras turned off. This makes a big difference for our connection. All right, we'll give just a minute or two more and then we'll get started. For those of you who are waiting, open your reading writing workshop to page 22. You'll find the story, The Dragon Problem. The Dragon Problem, okay? All right, Muaz, close your camera, please. Thank you. All right, there's someone whose name is iPhone. iPhone, I need you to change your name to your name, not iPhone. Please change your name. All right, so let's read the story, The Dragon Problem. Okay, iPhone, if you don't change your name, I'm going to remove you from the meeting. Either answer me on chat and tell me who you are, or change your name to your actual name on your device. Otherwise, I'm going to remove you from the meeting. Okay. Let's just make sure no one else has entered the waiting room. All right. All right, I'm going to allow you to read today, and we'll see how that goes, how much time it takes, and if we're able to read. I'm going to call on people randomly to read, so you need to be paying attention. When I call your name, I need you to be paying attention. Okay, glad to see a couple of people decided to join us this session that weren't here the last session. All right. All right, iPhone, I need you to change your name. If you don't change it, I'm going to remove you before I begin. Last chance, please change your name. You didn't answer me when I messaged you. All right, so the dragon problem. This is on page 22 in the reading writing workshop for those of you who are just joining us. The dragon problem. Okay. All right. I'm going to call on people randomly to read. I want to call on people who I have not heard today. Okay, let's see. How about if we start with Jenna? Jenna, can you open your camera for us and read the first paragraph? Hello, Jenna. Jenna, are you there? Hi, honey.
Start reading.
All right, Jenna, whenever you're ready, you can start reading.
Once upon a time,
We can't hear you, dear. You gotta raise your voice.
computers failed or
What happened to your camera? You turned your camera off?
a young man
Jenna, I can't hear you, dear. Is it possible you can get closer to the mic or raise your voice?
once upon a time, long before computers, baseball, or pizza, there lived a young man named Renee. During the day, Renee helped his father build furniture. At night, he made unique original toys for the children in the village. He made birds with flapping wings. He made pigeons with rippling, moving scales, sharp claws, and red eyes. Every child in the village had one unnamed dragon. Lance knew a lot about dragons because one lived nearby on a mountain.
Okay, thank you, honey.
We
finished the first paragraph. Thank you.
Jenna,
Jenna, thank you, honey. We finished the first paragraph. All right, so in the first paragraph, we see the word original. Who remembers what original means? Raise your hand if you remember what original means. Original. All right. Abdurrahman. Can you tell me what original means?
original to do new thing and first to do something.
Okay, so original then means if these are original toys, they're the first toys made of that kind. There are no others like it. They are original. All are different, okay? New designs. Thank you. All right. So we have a young man who lived a long, long time ago named Liang, and his father was a furniture builder, and he helped his father. At night, he made toys for the children, okay? Some were dragons, some were birds, and everyone in the village loved his dragons. All right, next paragraph, please. Ragmini,
Yes,
can you read the next paragraph, please?
yes. Liang knew a lot about dragons because one lived nearby on a mountain. A few times a year, the dragon would swoop down on the village. He ate water buffalo pigs and any people unlucky enough to be around. The emperor had done nothing to get rid of the dragon, even thought his Tao thought his summer place was near Liang's village, even
Okay,
though
thank you. So the emperor knew that there was a dragon living up on the mountain, and the dragon would come down a couple of times in the year and scare the villagers. He would eat some of the livestock, the animals, and maybe even some of the people if they were around. But no one was doing anything to get rid of this dragon, not even the emperor, who is the ruler of this land. Okay? All right. Next paragraph, please. Yusuf.
Liang knew
One
a
day,
lot.
make sure you follow along and know where we are. One day.
One day in May, the emperor and his family arrived to take up residence at his summer place. As the pro- procession passed through the village, the gracious Princess Pink smiled kindly at Liang. He fell instantly in love.
That's right. Okay, so one day the emperor and his family came to visit their summer place to stay there. And as the emperor and his family went through the town, that's the procession, as they passed through the village, the princess smiled graciously to all the people. When Liang saw the princess, he fell in love as soon as he saw her. Okay, what did we say gracious means? Okay, Yusuf, close your camera, please. I'll close it. Here you go. Okay, what did we say gracious means? Gracious. Hamza, can you tell us what gracious means?
Yes, kind.
Kind, right. She was nice. She was mannered. She was polite. She had a sweetness in her smile. Okay, so she was gracious. Thank you very much. All right, Hamza, how about the next two paragraphs? Actually, how about you just finish the page?
Okay. At dinner that night, Liang told his father he wanted to marry Princess Peng. His father almost choked on the stale hard rice ball he was eating.
One
You're
second,
joking.
okay. What did we say stale means? Let me see.
Not fresh.
Not fresh. All right, Hamza. Not fresh. Stale, the bread he was eating was old, so it was hard. When Liang said that he wanted to marry the princess, that his father almost choked on the bread because she's royalty. She's a princess. She belongs to the royal family in his country. So he choked when he heard him say that he wanted to marry this princess. Okay? All right. Continue.
You're joking, his father said when he finally could speak. I'm serious, insisted Ling. His father began laughing so hard that the old chair he was sitting on broke. He lay on the top of the flattened chair, still laughing.
Okay. All right. So the father laughed. He laughed so hard that the old chair he was sitting on collapsed and fell. What does flattened mean? What happened to the chair? Why was the chair flattened? Jumana.
Yes.
What does flattened mean?
Hello?
Yes, Jumana, what does flattened mean?
Hello?
I keep admitting you, it won't let you in. You keep going back out. What does flattened mean, Jumana?
Flattened? Oh. Flattened mean made or become flat.
Right, so the chair that he was sitting on became flat because when he broke it, it broke into pieces under him, okay? All right, let's go to the next page.
Yeah.
All right. There's a picture of Liang at the top drawing on one of his dragon toys. What do we call this drawing? What is the term that we use for this drawing? Leanne, what do we call
Original.
What do we call the drawing? What do we call drawings in our Leanne, you have people in the room with you taking a meeting as well?
Okay, just a second. Okay, I will tell my sister to use her earphones. Just a second.
Okay, honey. All right, so what do we call these pictures? What do we call these pictures? Melik, what do we call pictures in our story?
Illustration.
That is exactly correct, Melik. Very good, honey. Thank you. We call them illustrations, okay? So we have an illustration here of Liang decorating one of his toys, and we have an illustration here of Liang and the princess, all right? Let's start at the top of the page, 24 on the left side. Sarah, can you read for us?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Read the first 1, 2, 3 paragraphs.
Okay. I'll show him, Liang muttered angrily as he stomped out of the room.
Okay, it says he muttered. So did he say, I'll show him, or did he say, I'll show him in a low voice? Which one of those did he do, Farah? In a loud voice or a low voice?
He spoke a voice.
Sorry? I can't hear you, dear. Are you there?
A low voice.
A low voice, that's correct. Okay, continue reading.
Yes, he spoke in a low voice.
Right.
A low voice.
That's correct. Okay, go ahead. Continue reading.
The next morning, the emperor's messenger made an official announcement.
Okay, what does official mean? What does official? Let me ask someone, please. 1 second. Reem, what does official mean? Can you hear me, Reem?
Yes.
What does the word official mean?
Approved by authority.
Authority, right. So it means that the person who has the right to make this announcement, the person who has the power, the person who's in charge, and can make this announcement, made an official announcement. Okay, announcements can
Miss,
one second. Announcements can only be made by the person who has the right to make them. Okay, we said the person who is in charge and has the power to make these announcements. Okay, all right. Continue,
Miss,
Farah. Last paragraph.
Miss, I want to read.
Who is yelling, Miss, I want to read? Reem, is that you?
Me, I want my hand to read. Yes.
Honey, I have 11 hands up. Okay, I am taking
Yes.
them in the order that the computer put them for me, to be fair. Okay? Okay, go ahead, Farah. Finish reading the third paragraph that I asked you to read.
Okay.
Okay.
His most noble emperor proclaims that whoever gets rid of the dragon will marry his daughter, Princess Pang.
Okay. So the emperor has said, and he made an official announcement, that whoever gets rid of the dragon on top of the mountain, then he gets to marry Princess Ping. Okay? So we know that Liang, thank you, Farah. We know that Liang fell in love with Princess Ping when he saw her. So he is excited to hear this news. People, stop writing on chat. I can disable the chat and you won't be able to use it. I leave it open in case I need to contact you. Stop writing back and forth saying hi to each other. Okay, you need to be paying attention to the meeting. All right, so back to the story. Princess Ping now, whoever gets rid of this dragon is going to get to marry the princess, okay? All right, let's see who's next on my list. Thank you, Farah. All right, Leanne, can you read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. Hello?
Go ahead, we're waiting.
Okay. When he heard the announcement, Liang raced to the palace to be the first to sign up. Then he looked for his friend ideas for getting rid of the dragon. Unfortunately, Li was away. Liang sat on a bench
Frowning
nearby
nearby.
children. Frowning nearby children were playing when the toy dragons he had made them.
Thank you, dear. Okay, so when Liang heard about the announcement to marry Princess Ping, he ran to the palace to sign his name. All right, so he sat with his friend Li to brainstorm ideas on how to get rid of the dragon. So his friend Li sat with him and they brainstormed, they thought together to come up with ideas on how to get rid of this dragon. All right, let's see who's next. Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman, can you read the next 1, 2, 3 paragraphs?
Okay. Liang, what's wrong?
Can you try to raise your voice a little bit, please?
I have to get rid of the dragon. What?
I want you to raise your voice a little bit.
Hello. Okay.
Thank you.
Liang, what's wrong? The children asked. I have to get rid of the dragon on the mountain. He told them. I have an idea, said the little Ling. Why don't you crave a giant dragon and leave it by the cave. It will alarm the real dragon and scare him into flying away.
Okay, so,
Liang
okay, that's it.
started
Thank you, honey.
at
Thank you. Thank you. All right,
Liang
so,
started at
thank you. Thank you, Abdurrahman. Okay, so Liang,
reading.
the children saw Liang and he looked upset, bothered, thinking about something very seriously. So they asked him what's wrong. They asked him, he told them that he needs to get rid of the dragon on the top of the mountain. The children told him that they have an idea. Why not make a giant dragon and leave it by the cave, and it will scare the real dragon and he'll fly away. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, Abdurrahman. All right, Edito, last paragraph on the page, please.
Yes, Liang stared at her. Perfect. He shouted and rushed home. He worked frantically for days, making a huge, scary dragon's head. The night he finished, he loaded it onto a cart and went up the mountain. When he got near the cave, Liang put the wooden head to top of a big rock. From the front, it looked like the rest of the dragon's body was behind the rock.
Okay, so it says that Liang, thank you, Edito. It says that Liang worked frantically. Remember, we said frantically is when you work wildly because you're afraid or worried about something. So Liang was worried or afraid that he wouldn't finish and that he wouldn't make a dragon that was scary enough to scare away this dragon that lives on the mountain, because remember, he wants to marry the princess. So he wants to be the one who gets rid of the dragon. So this was very important to him. All right, so he made a big dragon head. And when he took it up the mountain, he put it so that it looked like the rest of the dragon was behind a big rock. Okay? All right, next page at the top. Okay, let's see. Iad, can you read the first paragraph for us, please? Iad? Hello, Iad. Iad, I'm asking you to open your mic. Iad, can you open your camera so I can see you are there, please? Hi, guys. Sorry, my connection cut out. I lost you for just a second. Okay, let's get back to reading. We're at the top of page 25, so we can finish the story before our time runs out. Okay, Iad. Iad, can you read the paragraph, the first paragraph on the top of 25?
Okay. Leaning hid in the bushes and gave a long roar. What's the noise? Growled the dragon, rushing out of his cave. Then he saw the massive dragon head glaring at him. Go away, or it will eat you up, he commanded.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Liang hid behind the bushes and made a very loud roar, roar, he said. And the dragon heard him. So he came rushing out of the cage and said, "What is that noise?" he could see the big dragon head near the rock, and it looked like the rest of the dragon was behind the rock. So he saw it staring at him, and he heard Liang say, oh, I'm sorry, he said to the dragon, "Go away, or I'll eat you up." What happened next? All right, let's see. Jumana. Jumana, next paragraph, please.
Yes, miss.
Go ahead, honey. Can you read the second paragraph here?
Okay. The huge dragon continued to glare at him. He must be very strong. He's not afraid from me, thought the dragon, who, like all bullies, was a crowd. He decided that now was a good time to take a long trip.
All right, so he could hear, he was surprised. He was very surprised that the dragon wasn't afraid of him and he didn't move. He doesn't know that that dragon head can't move even if he wants to. So he thought this must be a very strong dragon, and he's not afraid of me because he's not leaving. So he decided that maybe if this dragon's not afraid, it's time for him to give up and for him to move on because he can't face this big dragon. He's scared. All right, next, let's see. All right, Reem, can you finish for us?
Yes.
Okay, Miles, continue the last paragraph. Go ahead.
I can hear a meeting behind you, Reem.
It's my sister.
Yeah, no headphones? Because I can hear the meeting behind you.
Okay, wait a second.
All right, just try to read loud enough so that it covers the noise behind you, please.
I told her to put
Okay, honey.
the
Okay, go ahead.
Liang hide in the bunch.
No, honey, that's not
And-
where we are. We're at actually. Do you see where I'm circling on the page? Actually.
Actually, I'm leaving now. Please make yourself at home in my cave. The dragon called out as he flew away. A year later, Liang and Princess Ping were married. They opened a toy shop together and lived happily ever after.
Okay, so we have the dragon decides to leave because he's afraid of the big dragon that doesn't move when he says something to him. Thank you, Reem. He's afraid of the big dragon that doesn't leave when he speaks to him. So he decides to leave and he leaves his cave for the dragon. So because Liang got rid of the dragon, he marries Princess Ping. They open a toy shop and they live happily ever after. All right, let's look at what a fairy tale is and see if this is what our story is about. We said a fairy tale is a story that has a main character who must complete a difficult task or journey. Does Liang have something difficult to do? Raise your hand if you can answer for me, please. I'm going to put everyone's hands down that have been up the whole time we were reading. I'm going to put those down. And when I tell you, please raise your hand. Stop putting them back up, please. I'm putting them down and you're putting them right back up. Wait until I ask you to raise your hands. All right, now, I want to know what was the difficult task or journey that Liang had to complete in our fairy tale? All right, Adito. Adito, can you tell us? What was the difficult task or journey? Was it a task or a journey? Edito, can you hear me? All right, Edito, I can't hear you. I'm going to ask someone else. Regmini, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Regmini, what was the difficult task or journey that Liang had to do?
He had to defeat the dragon and make it go away.
That's exactly right. His difficult task was to defeat the dragon. He had to get rid of the dragon, okay? All right, we also said that the fairy tales contain imaginary characters. Thank you, Ragmini. We also said that the fairy tales contain imaginary creatures. Are there imaginary creatures in our story? Are there imaginary creatures in our story? Hamza, do we have an imaginary creature?
Yes,
What is our imaginary creature?
dragon.
The dragon. Which dragon?
The real dragon.
The real dragon that lives up on the mountain. Why do we know that he's imaginary?
Because he isn't real.
Okay, well, according to the story, he's a real dragon. But what does he do in the story that we know he's not real?
He lives in a cave and eats the village food.
Okay, real dragons can live in caves, and real dragons can eat people or animals.
Oh my
What
God.
makes him different? What does he do at the end of the story?
He
What are you and I doing right now?
talking.
That's it. The dragon talks at the end of the story, and we know that dragons cannot
Can't
talk, right? That's right, okay. Not to mention that dragons, we're not sure if they're real or not, right?
They
All
may
right.
be real, but from a long time ago.
Exactly, maybe. Who knows for sure? All right, thank you, Hamza. All right, now the last thing is that it says our fairy tale has a happy ending. Does our fairy tale have a happy ending? Adito, can you hear me now? Adito, can you hear me now? Hello, Adito.
Hello.
Adito, what is the happy ending of our story?
Happy ending is that Leon marries Princess Peg.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Say it again.
Happy ending is that Leon got rid of the dragon and married Princess Peg.
That's exactly right. The ending that is happy is that Liang gets rid of the dragon and marries the princess, and they live happily ever after. Excellent job. What a good read we had and a good discussion. Please, people, when you come to the meeting, our time is going to run out. When you come to the meeting, write your name, not someone else's name, not dots, not the name of your phone. Write your name. Yusuf, are you drawing on my screen? All right. Make sure your name is on your account. Do not change your name during the meeting to something else, okay? All right, everybody open up your cameras quickly before we close. Everybody open your camera before we close. Thank you.